If you are someone that is planning on getting a new tattoo, then you have clicked on the right video. Because in this video, I'm gonna share 8 mistakes that you need to avoid after getting a brand new tattoo. Just so that tattoo heals up perfectly with no complications, no infections, because let's face it, nobody wants to deal with that. And if this is your first time stopping by the Evolving channel, I invite you to subscribe. We talk all about tattoos on this channel, and I would absolutely love to have you here. So hit that subscribe button and join the Evolve community. Without further delay, let's just jump right into it. Now, once you leave that tattoo shop and you head home, one of the first things that you need to do is to remove that bandage, remove the clear wrap off of your tattoo, and then just let it air out for about an hour. And then wash all of the blood and plasma off your new ink. But with that said, whatever you do, do not use hot water. You see, using hot water on a brand new tattoo, your pores that are holding that ink in are gonna open up. And from those pores opening up, that can allow ink to seep out of your new tattoo, or worse, make you more susceptible to bacterial infections. Oh, and a brand new tattoo is considered an open wound. So if you go and put really hot water on that thing, whew, it's not gonna feel good. Now, instead of using hot water to wash off your new tattoo, what you should be using instead is lukewarm water. Now, once you're done washing it and it's all nice and clean, pro tip, turn that water to cold. This will allow your pores to close up, trapping the ink into the skin way better. All right, so since we're on the topic of water, you need to be extremely careful when you have a new tattoo and you go and take a shower. Now, the reason why I'm saying be careful is, let's just say you get into the shower and that shower head is shooting a lot of water out with a lot of pressure, and it makes contact with your brand new tattoo. Well, that right there could end up ruining that brand new tattoo. Now, I'm not saying that you can't take a shower throughout the whole healing process of your tattoo. No, you don't want to do that. You don't want to stink. But what I am trying to say is, if the pressure, the water pressure, hits that new tattoo, it's just not good. So just avoid it. All right, so mistake number 3 I see quite often, and that is covering that new tattoo for too long. Now, in the world of tattoos, it seems like everyone has their own method of how to heal up a tattoo properly. And with that said, I always recommend you listen to the artist that you got your tattoo from when it comes to aftercare. Now, with that said, majority of the artists out there advise to their clients to not leave their tattoo wrapped for more than a couple of hours, and realistically, that is even pushing it. Now, the reason behind this is you want to leave your new tattoo as open and as exposed as possible, and doing that will allow the tattoo to heal up much faster. You just do not want to suffocate it while it's trying to heal, and that leads me to my next point, and that is, do not overdo it with tattoo aftercare creams, or, you know, just add too much. Now, this is by far the biggest mistake that tattoo artists warn their clients about. During the healing stages, your tattoo, it's not gonna look that good. It's gonna look dry, it's gonna look red, it's gonna look, you know, peeling and cracked, and this might freak you out. Then you run over to your aftercare cream, get a bunch of it in your hand, and just plop it right on your new tattoo. But realistically, just don't do this. These things happening to your skin is completely normal and is just a part of the tattoo healing process. Whatever you do, just don't freak out about it. If you go and over moisturize your tattoo with a bunch of aftercare cream, not only is it going to allow that tattoo to heal up slower, but it could also make your tattoo have ink loss and patchy, and just ruin it completely. I'm gonna just cut to the chase. It's gonna ruin it. Oh, and it could also clog your pores, which in return will cause pimples and breakouts all over that new tattoo. And that's also something you really don't want, because that will ruin it too. To simply put it, less is more in this situation. Only use a small amount of whatever tattoo aftercare product you decide to use, and that will be more than enough to heal up that tattoo perfectly. All right, so this next one, bring it in. If you're somebody that doesn't want a jacked up tattoo, you need to listen to this one. And that is, you do not, under no circumstance, want to pick or peel any of the scabs off your new tattoo. Picking and peeling your new tattoo will just ruin it. It's as simple as that. Now, why does this happen? Well, if you were to say pick or peel any of those scabs off your new tattoo, you can extract more ink than you would really want, causing that tattoo to look blotchy and just messed up, really. And another thing that could happen from picking and peeling at your new tattoo is you could get an infection. You could get a tattoo infection. Your hands, they're not as clean as you may think. They have a lot of bacteria on there, so if you make contact with said dirty hand, to new tattoo, it's most likely going to lead to an infection, so you just don't want to do it. Okay, so the next mistake that I want to go over, and I talked about this before on the channel with the new tattoo, and it is to not wear tight clothes. Now, wearing loose-fitting clothes might not be your style, and hey, it's not my style either, but when we have a new tattoo, you realistically want to wear the most loose-fitting clothes that you could possibly wear, just so that new tattoo could breathe and it not get sweaty. If that sweat gets over it, it can not only irritate it, but it could also ruin it. And aside from the sweat, if you're wearing tight clothes, from you moving around all the time and the fabric kind of rubbing up against that new ink, it can peel off a lot of those skin flakes that I was talking about earlier, extracting ink out of that tattoo, causing it to look spotty. And a spotty tattoo is a crappy tattoo. Now listen, I know when we get a new tattoo, we want to be showing that thing off to the world as soon as we get it. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I'm wearing this tank top today, because I just got my chest and neck done. But with that said, you need to be extremely careful when exposing that new tattoo to the sunlight. I said it before and I'm gonna preach it to the day I die. Realistically, no matter how old your tattoo is, you never want to expose it to direct sunlight without protection. And that is especially important after the first month you get a brand new tattoo. Sun exposure will make that thing fade extremely fast, making that new tattoo that you just got and spent all that money on to look like one you had for 50 years and just make it look dull and crappy. It could also cause scarring and damage to the skin of that tattooed area, so just be mindful of that. Okay, next up, do not swim, and this goes for anything that you're totally submerging that new tattoo underwater. Oceans, lakes, pools, bathtubs, hot tubs. Avoid them all. Not only does submerging your new tattoo underwater cause it to heal up a lot slower, but also that water can break down the ink, causing your tattoo to heal up lighter and just look completely ruined. And let's say you were to get into a hot tub or swim in a pool with chlorine, or worse, get into a big body of water like an ocean or a lake. Both of these things, all of these things, can be extremely harmful to your new tattoo. So seriously, if you want to avoid all of these complications, just make sure that you're avoiding doing all these things that we talked about for about a month, maybe a little bit longer, just so your tattoo heals up perfectly, and you'll be happier you did. I made a playlist on how I perfectly heal up all of my tattoos, and you can check that out right here. And if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.